Hi, I'm Abhinay Jain, and you are tuned into The Garage Story. In this podcast, we speak to startup founders about their zero to one journey, those first, often messy steps of turning an idea into reality. Powered by CleverTap for Startups, we are all about stories of raw, unfiltered stories of great growth and everything in between. And today I'm excited to have somebody from FluentJoy. FluentJoy is an edtech company. Jose is building it, and it is a very, very interesting company. This is bringing TikTok style videos to help us learn English. Welcome to the podcast, Jose. How are you feeling today?
Hello, thank you very much for having me. I am very good, thank you.
Great. So first of all, I've seen FluentJoy. You have been with Cloudata for using Cloudata for quite some time. So I have seen the app website grow. Really excited about it. It would be good to start once to know you better, right? How did how did you what has been your journey? From where do you come? Where are you building this? Who are in the founding team? So let's start with your journey first.
But myself, I'm a marketer. My background is in growth marketing. I've always worked a lot with growth and analytics in several startups. I've always worked a lot with like B2C subscription apps and mostly in the education space. The last 3 4 roles that I had were like kind of like a growth officer in tech companies. So to me, it was kind of like the natural step to kind of create something in the space. Um, this started almost like 2.5 years ago. I quit my latest job, and then I started to think what I was going to do and what do I want to kind of like spend the next like 5 10 years doing. I realized that what I wanted is like to start something by myself, I because I had like the insights of the industry, and I saw an opportunity in the market. I thought I could do like something different that kind of would be like different to other solutions in the market. 2.5 years ago, I started by myself, and I'm still by myself. I don't have any co-founders, and it's been a rough but very interesting journey.
Wow. So you started all by yourself, solo founders. I mean, startups are tough, right? There are no two ways about it. And starting it all by yourself, while you come from growth marketing, so I'm pretty sure you have those hacks how to grow the business, and we have seen that. But how did you manage without a co-founder? Is it not really tough? Also, how did you then manage to get it up and running? You have a fabulous website and app. So just how did you manage that?
Yeah, so in I mean, like looking back, I'm like why did I think that I could do this by myself, right? And so because basically there are three parts in any subscription apps, especially like content subscription apps. There are three main parts. One is the content, right? And I don't know how to make content, or I didn't know how to make content. Another part is like technology, obviously how to build the app, how to build like especially the backend, and how to serve content to the app. And I'm not an engineer. And then I had like the growth marketing part. That part I was used to work with, and yeah, that's been easy. But the other two has been like a really a rough journey. So I had to learn myself, to teach myself how to create content, how to make scripts, how to make like the videos like interesting, and then like from the technical side, it's been a lot of changes. I started with some people, then I had to change, then I had to change again. Right now, I'm in this point where I'm like happy with the team, but it's been difficult.
Got it. So you have to learn, right, then how to do it when you do not have the co-founders. So the app is when did you launch the app? Which year was it?
Yeah, so in April 2022, we started kind of like developing the app, like start coding. By end of that year, January 2023, we launched like the first commercial version in the App Store. Obviously, it was like very baggy, but yeah, as soon as we launched, we started getting our first users, we started getting our first customers. So that part was very easy in the sense that we didn't have to wait a lot to get our first customers.
Got it. Got it. So I know you have come from the edtech space, you have seen the analytics part, and somehow you were confident, right, to start by yourself, figuring out trial error, whichever way, right, some hack or some way, so to keep moving. Tell me a little bit about on FluentJoy. Who is the customer? Which is the segment that you are catering to? Was it the same from start, or over years you have fine tuned and now you figured out this is the customer, this is the audience, this is the pain point?
Yeah, so that's very interesting question. When I started, I was like, I don't know, I was thinking like the main audience would be like in countries like Southeast Asia, Latam, or like even like China, Japan, South Korea, and it works there, like it works well. But as like we were like doing like more marketing campaigns, we start seeing that where like the traction was coming from was mostly from the US, Canada, UK, Australia, and obviously it's like a first generation immigrants living there, right? And then I kind of like rationalize this because the type of learning that you are getting on FluentJoy is not academic learning. It's not about grammar. It's not about like how to make sentences. It's not about like it's more like a like daily life learnings, right? So it's like what do you have to say when you go to the doctor? How do you say this in a better way? How do you say this in a more native way, right? So like then it started to make sense, right? It's like okay, this is for people that already know some English, but they want to like perfect or like kind of like sound a bit more native.
Understood. Very interesting, very interesting. So tell me one thing, what once you know what your audience you are building for, right? And I mean, it's pretty simple. FluentJoy helps you learn English. These are people moving to these countries, and you've got the use cases. Now the next part of the puzzle is on the format, right? I understand you have this very interesting small TikToky videos or reels type of videos which are very catchy in nature. Did you experiment with the formats as well, like, should I do more quiz type of textual based imagery videos, or you were pretty confident from the start on the format?
Yeah, so like the spirit, like FluentJoy is like a video platform. Yeah, and like as long as it is video, like it could be quizzes, it could be like a video lessons, it could be conversation practice, but everything is going to be like a video, and everything is going to be on a feed where the user can like freely move around. So like you are not gonna be stuck. It's like you have to do like adjectives, and then you have to do like the weather, and then you have to do it's like on FluentJoy you can just like swipe away and go to the next lesson. And so that was very clear from the very beginning, and the spirit of the app was kind of like combining like short video formats with like kind of like a gamification techniques that you can find in other apps. Like the most famous, obviously, is Duolingo, right? So it was like kind of like combining these gamification techniques and this like a kind of like make it feel like a game and make it feel like edutainment with like a short video format.
Got it. That makes sense. I think gamification with edtech, when you are educating something, moving them from one milestone to other, slowly by slowly, has worked really well. Now you mentioned Duolingo, right? So for you, is Duolingo your biggest competition, or you would say it is not a direct competition? They are probably, for masses, and you are for somebody else. How do you look at Duolingo?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like what other founders say. Like I have no competition. So
Yeah.
no, definitely Duolingo is like a competitor. Obviously, it's a huge competitor, and obviously, like in this space, there's no lack of competitors, right? Like there are like hundreds, if not thousands, of like apps, mostly like English, but other language as well. So you have like Duolingo, you have Babel, you have like Elsa Speak, you have Falu, you have Busu, you have
Wow.
millions of them. Uh, I believe like even if like they are competitors because they serve the same need, right? But I still believe like that our angle is like differentiate us enough to cater like to a different type of user, if that makes sense. So like you have like apps like a Duolingo that teach you a lot of vocabulary, a lot of grammar, but it doesn't really teach you like a real life English. Or you have like apps that are specifically designed, let's say, for pronunciation, as you can have like a Elsa Speak, or you can have like a Falu, or there are many others, right? So I think like our like style of learning or of teaching is like a bit different.
Got it. No, makes sense. I think I've used Duolingo actually for learning Spanish, though I haven't learned much beyond Ola. So yeah, but I can understand what you are trying to say. It's more use case based because it's video, and over time, not only you learn the language, you also understand how to pronounce, how to answer, and it becomes more holistic in that scenario, at least, right? So
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I like something that is like a big advantage for us is the because like the users are familiar with this type of format. Like, and no one goes to our app and says like, "How do you use this?" It's like because they know it's like oh, you swipe, you swipe, you swipe, and like a lot of the motions that we have like are similar to what you can find on TikTok, what you can find on Instagram Reels, you can find on YouTube Shorts. So like people are like really familiar and like kind of like the adoption is like very very easy for them.
So on that note, actually, the one question that comes in my mind is why to create a separate app as FluentJoy? Maybe this can be a YouTube channel which is focused only on this, or a TikTok channel. I don't know, and then serve the need, right? That way, you do not have to worry about technology, many things.
That is very interesting, and in fact, we have like a YouTube channel, we have like Instagram channel, TikTok channel. They are very successful. We have like over 5 million followers. So
Wow,
that part is like we are doing it, and it works really well. But like there are like a lot of things that you cannot do on YouTube or you cannot do on TikTok. One part is the videos, but you cannot do a conversation practice on YouTube. It's like you cannot like you cannot listen what the user says. You cannot give like a feedback, right? You cannot do quizzes. And the most important thing is like you cannot track what the user has been doing, and you cannot track the progress of the user. So that's the differentiation of the app. Actually, all our videos are like published on our website. So we also have like the website with all the content for free. So anyone can watch the videos. Like the value of the app is not the content itself, it's the convenience and like how like it's structured on a learning plan specific for the user.
got it. That makes a lot of sense. By the way, while doing this podcast, another company that we have as part of Retention Accelerator cohort, Asia will, right? They are also into similar engagement space, I would say. And Tuhin, their founder, made a very fair point, which I just want to connect here. He mentioned that they had earned audience, right, which was on YouTube, Facebook, etc. They wanted to have owned audience, which is, and so that once the audience is owned by them on their app, they can actually give a very personalized experience, which you are also talking about.
Yeah.
So and he said that once we launched the app, the main source of acquisition for us was all these YouTube channels, etc., right? That gave them the visibility and the initial audience. Is that true for you as well? By having those millions of followers across Instagram, etc.,
Yeah.
you could channelize few of them into your audience.
Definitely. Like, I mean, when we started, we were not doing marketing. We were just like posting like some of the videos because like the videos that we are doing is like it follows like the same format than let's say like TikTok, right? So it would be like it was a no-brainer to put it on TikTok, and it was like I mean, it was like part of like of what I was thinking from the very beginning. It's like, okay, this is gonna be a growth lever, and yeah, like I mean, a fraction obviously of like this like a million of followers like go to like the app store like organically and download our app, and some of them become like trialers or customers.
Nice. So at least one lesson, and I know you are a growth marketer. I have seen your profile. In fact, for somebody like me, grow marketing, growth marketing is a lot about experimentation of doing this few things here and there and continue to do that, right? I just want to take this as a lesson, right? While you're still building, one thing you also did was on site, kept doing few changes or experiments on your own channel. You built an audience there. So how do you suggest, right, somebody building a similar, let's say, some content company about
I mean,
how to manage social media?
okay, so like I see like two huge like benefits from doing this. So one is like obviously you get like some organic traffic from there and some organic install, and that is really good. Because kind of like it balances like your mix of like paid organic like acquisition channels, right? But also like a huge benefit also is like it's a sandbox. It's like if you want to know if your content is good or not, you put it on TikTok. If no one wants to watch it, no one is going to watch your app, right? Uh, so like in the beginning, we didn't have like our own database, and we were not doing data analysis. So it was like great. It's like, oh, this is what people like. So let's do more of this and less of that, right? Now we do it like internally because we have like a lot of data points. But in the beginning, it was like really good
Yeah.
for and to use it as a sandbox.
Awesome, awesome. Very good points on how to use social media for research. This is so good to hear. Okay, next point, right? How's it? Tell me how. What is the team like? Yeah, who all are with you now? I hear you are doing. You have millions of followers on social media. You have your own app. You have content. We'll also come to the content part. How you do it? Create that content, right? It's not user created content. It's not UGC. It's in-house created content, right? Professional content. So what's the team and divide in terms of how much is outsourced, how much is in-house?
Yeah. So like the core team is basically like three engineers, one director of engineer, one backend, one iOS developer. The app is only on iOS for now. We have like two, like one like motion graphic designer, which is like editing the videos, right? And we have like one UX UI design, like doing the designs in the app. Also, we have like an SEO, like a manager that kind of like takes the content that we have in the app and put it on the website as well. So like this is important also like as a lever of like organic growth. We prepare like from the very beginning. So when we upload like one video on our platform, it automatically generates one web page that ranks like for like the content of the video, right? So if I have a video that is about, I don't know, comparatives, like at the moment we put it on our app, like it generates automatically a web page and it automatically ranks on Google. So that's also like another way to get like
Nice.
installs.
It's a very good hack again. You're
Mm.
giving, right when you're doing it, creating content. Also keep thinking of SEO, because SEO is again your, in a way, that's a great traffic puller and it compounds over time. So
Yeah,
thanks for that. Yeah. So
yeah.
very good to hear. But I still,
So
I just counted. That's
yeah,
one you. Six more people is what I could count. So
yeah,
still the team is small. Yeah.
yeah, very small. Yeah, like that will change probably in the future, but this is where we are today.
So is that all? Is that seven
Yep.
people? And okay, wow, that's
Um,
so. Who manages this social media stuff for you on daily? Let's say, posting that. Um, who manages that part? Also, there's so many small things, right? Payment gateways are there, subscriptions. Maybe sometimes customers are writing reviews or complaints. I don't know, right? So
uh,
who manages all that?
me. So all right. So like, I mean, when you're a founder and you're under staff, obviously, like, you need to find ways to do it. Like, kind of, you need to like find processes, right? So I don't know, there was a moment where like there was one person like working like a full time for social media. I found out with the right process, like it could be like a 1.5 hours a week, and it's like the results are like a kind of like a same, if not better. So like sometimes, like I mean, like obviously, if you can, like you're gonna have like a lot of people and a lot of people doing things. If you cannot, like I mean, you have to find a way, right? So yeah, anything that has with social media content, basically, I do that all myself, but I mean, like also because like I want to I take everything that like no one else wants to do because I want like the rest of the team to focus on what they are really good at, right? So yeah, I learn social media, I learn this other thing, I learn how to do content and all that. So like the engineers can do like engineering things, the
This is
designers can do
this is
designer things and so on.
this is
So yeah,
super. This is super inspiring. If we, the way you are telling me, I understand, right? In zero to one journey, founders have to do a lot, but when I think of small things that are there, right, from website design to everything, to even the running the 6 member team, hiring them, etc., right, it's pretty tough. Also, there's so much of content to be developed. So the next question that I have for you is, okay, this is a team building app, website, doing SEO, doing designing. You are taking care of anything and everything. Who and how does the content engine work? How do you create these videos? Is it not very expensive to shoot these videos? How do you manage that part? Have you outsourced it? How did you manage that?
Yeah, so I mean, it all starts like when you plan to do content, like especially content for a platform. It's like, okay, first you need to decide like what do you want, what do I want to like, what do I want to teach, right? Like what are like what is gonna be the lessons, what is gonna be the units, and what is gonna be like kind of like the curriculum in general.
Yeah.
Once you decide that, like obviously you want to, so you decide what you want to learn, what you want to teach, then you decide like how you're going to kind of like do these like video lessons, right? Like what is the content, but then you have to make it like kind of like appealing for the users to watch, right? So like you cannot put like someone on the screen and just like say like I don't know like a teacher, right? So it has to be like a teacher, but with you have to think on the visuals, you have to think on like a kind of like a visual effects that you can use like to make it more appealing, right? So yeah, I got like some help from like obviously like a native English teachers when it comes to like the curriculum itself. When it comes to like how to make the videos, it was like mostly like myself together with like some creative people on the team. And then you have the curriculum, you have the scripts, right? It's like I'm gonna do these 200 scripts, these 200 videos, which is like a 30 seconds each approximately. And then what we do is like we do it in batches. So we don't do like videos like every week. We do every videos like every month or every second month. And what we do is like we go to a studio and we have like the camera like kind of like pointing all the time, and in one day we can do like 200, 300 videos because it's one after another. When I started and I asked like some like production companies, it's like, okay, I want to do this, like how many videos can I do a day? And they were like, I don't know, like 20, 30, 40 maximum. And I was like making the numbers. I was like, it's not it's not gonna work. So yeah, again, like I had to like we had to build our own processes, and it's like, okay, this is how it's gonna be, like this is how we're gonna do it. And especially when it comes to like the planning, right? So let's say you have to do like 200 videos, but you cannot be changing like clothes every video like to make a new video, right? So like you want to put like all the videos that are like similar together, and then you jump to another one, and then like the actor change clothes and go to the other one, and so on, right? So like that part of like that process is like super important when it comes to efficiency.
Got it. So you are actually very good in probably looking at how to make it a more scalable process. How do you make a
Yeah.
process out of it? So what did you finally do? I mean, as such, did you were you okay with the same set of clothes or costume for the actors and shoot 200?
Yeah, no, like I mean, right now we have like over 3,000 videos in the app.
Wow.
And we do like let's say like I mean we've done it like many times, like let's say like 200 on average every time. In the beginning we were doing like a more basic like kind of like videos, but then as we were getting better and we were getting faster, like we were kind of like introducing like different angles or like different costumes, or like I don't know, if you are like going to the doctor, you want to see a doctor, right? So like we would put like doctor clothes to the actor, or we would put like I don't know, if you're in a plane, like you want to see like a air hostess, right? Or like if you are in a bus, you want to see a bus driver, like like a dress as a bus driver.
Got it.
So that's been changing kind of like over time, but still like, we keep efficient like the shootings.
Got it. And you mentioned about 3,000 videos in last 18-20 months. Almost 150 videos a month is what you have been able to, get out, which is pretty good, which is damn good. Um, Tell me, all this, the studio is kind of outsourced or hired on need. Actors are hired on need, costumes are hired on need, and rest of the month you are working on the curriculum with teachers who are again might be on contract or this thing, and you finish on the curriculum, take the decision, take it. So it's a process, right? But pretty operationally intensive, if you think of it.
And
But
then you have
once
like
you,
you need to find the actors, you need to find like the people that is going to be in front of the camera, right? And
yeah,
that's like obviously because like we are like kind of like a content platform, we want to have like as many creators as possible, which is great in terms of variety. But when you like shoot with someone new, it's like you don't know how it's gonna be. Obviously, we do our casting, but then Like, and some people say it's like, no, yeah, I can do it, I can do it, and then they go there, they go to studio, they freeze, and they cannot talk because they get very nervous. So yeah.
Yeah. So on that, actually, because I know this part, you are from Spain, but and if I'm not wrong, FluentJoy is incorporated in United States.
That's correct.
Yeah, but you are currently based and building it in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a unique country. I also hear a lot. If you can share your experience of building it in Vietnam, right? How is it better, or what are the things that you found good, and why you are, which made you do it in Vietnam?
Yeah, I mean, like the reason why we are in Vietnam is like my personal reasons. Like kind of like my partner is from there, and also I like the country. So, and before I started this, I was already in Vietnam. So it's mostly personal reasons. Um, I think like building it in Vietnam is great. Like I think like the pool of talent is really good. And yeah, also like in terms of like a cost is like especially when it comes to shootings, is like way lower than it would be, let's say, in Spain. I mean,
Got it.
and in the
So
US,
that
imagine.
great. So this is, I mean, thanks for sharing this. Very inspiring. I would say one of the most operationally intensive program being run in one of the most efficient way one can do run this with a very small team. Must be you must be, I'm pretty sure you must be having tough time managing this, but you are doing it so well. Tell me, is it bootstrapped, or have you raised funds? How do you manage finances? Are you profitable? How does it look like for you?
Yeah, so when I started, I started with my own money. So I was like using my own funds, and I was doing that for like 1.5 years, paying for everything, no salary. Um, yeah, that was very tough. In January this year, I got like some funding from a Singaporean VC. So yeah, now it's like a bit better. But I would say like the most difficult part is like the first 6 months because you don't have a product, you don't see anything. Like they are working on that, but it's like I don't know like how it's gonna be. Then you get your first customer, and it's like okay, well, like I mean, like I have something to play with, right? But yeah.
So actually, on that note, right? I mean, I know the sacrifice starts. Your salary is not coming. You are making investments. You still don't know. But how? When did you get your first customer, and how did you get your first 100 customers?
Yeah, that was easy because I mean, like we had our like kind of like channels before we were launching the product. So
Yeah,
by the time we got the product out, we had like an audience, right? So it was like okay, you can download like and it's like also like something we're doing a lot and we are still doing it is like there are like a lot of people reaching out to you like as a content creator on TikTok or like Instagram or whatever. And so it's like the moment they ask, they say hi, they're like hello. Have you tried FluentJoy app? Or like they say, it's like, okay, this video is great. It's like, oh, like you have thousands of these, like in FluentJoy app, like, and you put the link, right? So, like that, like obviously, it's only a fraction of them, like that go into the app, but it's like it's good for the brand. It's like it generates a lot of also like I mean, it's not the same if you see like let's say a FluentJoy ad. Uh, if you have already seen videos that if this is completely new to you, right? So it helps with this brand recognition, which I
correct.
think is like very very positive.
Right. Got it. So makes sense. To get initial traction, social media,
Yeah,
influencers picking it. So that really help you not only with the research part, the organic traffic, also
yeah,
getting recognition for the brand, which is good for conversions, and that has led to some conversion building up. So where are we in terms of numbers, in terms of scale, whatever you can share, users, paid users, subscribers, etc.
yeah. So we are only on iOS for now. We get approximately 80% of our users in US and Canada. So that means like yeah, those users are a bit more expensive if you were to buy it, right? Uh, and we got like approximately like 600,000 downloads like over time. We got like 7,000 active paying users, so users that are like currently like kind of like a subscribe, right? Like every month. And yeah, I mean, like the longer like the time it passes, like the easier it gets, because obviously those like subscription gets into renewals, and yeah, so it gets like easier and easier.
Correct. For you, then that way, retention and engaging these users is very, very important, right? What's happening because monthly subscribers. I mean, I also at a lot of our startups we also have monthly subscription. So every month, I'm like, how many are renewing it and so on, right? So subscription businesses are tough. You have to keep giving value that way.
Yep.
Just you have some numbers or targets for yourself for next 1 year and next 3 years where you want to be also at this point. Are you profitable at this point, or have you
No.
been able to make? No. Okay.
Okay, so like there was a point before like getting any external money that we were profitable, and we were profitable mostly out of need, right? So we were like, okay, we need to be profitable, and there were like a few months that we were like kind of like a break even, so basically we were not losing any money. And now like we are like because we have like a more senior like staff, and we are spending more on making the content, and we are like doing like different things. Like that is not the case anymore. We are burning, but I mean that's how we want to
Oh,
do it, because like it makes it faster, obviously.
yeah, so I can see the you're switching gears. 0 to 1 you have done, you have understood. Now 1 to 10 obviously needs investment if you really want to go 10x. So
Yeah,
that means that's part of investment strategy.
I think you can still do it, but it would take like way longer, right?
Way longer. I'm just thinking now, it's a good format. You have a good number of followers on social media, okay? And if I'm just thinking, why is it not growing faster? Why are those users not coming here? Is it because the market of this migrants in probably US, UK, those countries, is it less, or is it too expensive for you to help them discover that hey, there is a FluentJoy app, or is this something else? I'm just trying to understand what's the hurdle in unlocking this growth.
Yeah, I think it's like a few things. Probably the product is still not at the stage where we want it to be. I mean, it works pretty well, but obviously it needs a lot of work. Um, I'm making an app like it's difficult. I didn't
Yeah,
know about it, but it's pretty difficult.
yeah.
It's like there's a lot of small things, a lot of edge cases, a lot of like things that can happen. So that's one part. Like the other one is like competition, right? Like there are like a lot of a lot of apps. I don't think like the market size is small. Even if we focus exclusively on like first generation immigrants, there are like approximately 80 million first generation immigrants in English speaking countries. So I don't think that's an issue at all. I think it's a matter of time, and also like all these apps if you leave like a Duolingo aside, all the apps like are like kind of like very dependent on like buying like users through like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and so on. So it's a mix of everything. It's not like, oh, an English app, I've never seen one. There are a lot of them, right? So like we have a different angle, but our goal is like to make the content as good as possible. So it's like, okay, rather than going to TikTok, I'm gonna open like FluentJoy, because it's fun, but at the same time I'm learning. That's
Got
where
it.
we want to go.
Understood. So that makes sense actually. You say market is there, but so is the competition, and users take time. At the same time, you are improving the product. It is yet to reach a point where there is a lot more organic pull. Or also, I feel that sometimes like Duolingo has this, at least the referral or the organic thing working for them. It becomes a flywheel. So it may take some more time before you get that critical mass where people start referring it to a good amount of contacts within their network. So maybe
Yeah.
that will
There's
unlock.
also like I mean the fact that we don't have like an Android app, like it's kind of like
Yeah,
playing against us a bit, because like I mean on social media there are like millions of people like asking like where's like your Android app, and it's like we're working on it.
yeah,
So yeah, like if we would have like Android, like we would have like a like I mean we would have like a three times the downloads, four times the downloads. I don't know. That's when you get like to the millions.
I I have gone through many things, many areas here and there. I just want to touch upon one area, which is when you're building it, right? As a person who's coming from business side and maybe growth marketing, do you feel that urge to kind of see the numbers growing on day basis? And if it is not happening, then you are like you're not happy about the progress that is happening, because you are coming from that side. If somebody is coming from technology or engineering side, right, they would still be okay. Do you think and you have worked with good companies in past, right, where you would have seen that hockey stick growth, is there something like that that you have felt?
Yeah, every day. So, so yeah. I mean, also it's like sometimes like it's like things are not growing, and it's like what I'm doing wrong, and maybe you're not doing anything wrong. It's just like it could be like external factors. It could be like the market. It could be like the season. It could be the CPMs on like Facebook have doubled because there's like I don't know, Halloween, and then it's like, oh my god, like I'm not getting the game. So yeah, but I mean like I mean that like when you have like experienced that like several times during your career, it's like then you say it's like no wait, like we actually like are doing things right. It's just like it's not the moment. So yeah, the experience in that sense, I mean, for a founder is like is critical.
Correct.
So
So,
you don't
by
feel
the
like
way, to me, at least so far, when I've spoken to you, it almost feels like you're doing so efficiently everything. But if there is one mistake that you feel you made while building FluentJoy in last couple of years,
I mean, I did so
if you can
many.
share.
Like, what to choose? What to choose from? Okay, so I think like okay, so like I would say like the thing that I would regret the most is like not having a technical co-founder.
Okay.
Being non-technical, I mean, it's like I mean, I believe that I've been like pretty lucky with the people I work with. But yeah, that's definitely if you want to build like a technology product, you want to have like a technical co-founder.
Yeah. So if it's possible, always have a technical co-founder. That makes it a much better team, more agility to do things. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's understandable. Okay, one advice from Jose, that from your growth experience, if somebody is listening to this podcast, interested in growth, right? Understanding what is growth marketing, what's the mindset you would say that makes a person good in growth marketing, right? What would that be? How do one become better at growth marketing?
Well, I think like analytics, right? Like understanding like what is happening in the product, understanding how much does it cost you to, because in the end like it boils down to how much it costs you to get a user, how much money are you making from that user, right? And obviously you have like a million metrics that you can do like this install to trial or all these small conversion rates, but in the end it's like how much do you get from a user and how much does it cost you to bring it, right? Which is basically a lifetime value CAC. So like if you understand those two, like then it's like the decisions that you make when it comes to growth marketing is very easy, right? It's like okay, this is where I'm gonna put the time because like this is what makes sense or what can like actually move the needle, right? That I would say that's been like a the easiest way for me to take decision.
Got it. That's a valuable advice. Understanding what's your CAC, what's your LTV. The moment you understand that better, you will know what to do, where to act, and the
Yep.
tactics will start becoming clear in your head, so that you know what you're optimizing for. Sometimes people are just busy doing in
Yep.
things, but they're not even sure, why am I doing this? Am I optimizing for CAC, LTV, both? What am I doing, right? So that makes a lot of sense. Great. It was a wonderful conversation, Jose. I, I mean, from start to end, right? I went through so many things. It just felt so smooth talking to you. Felt like a process has been developed by you in answers. Everything was very clear to me. Understanding what FluentJoy does, why you are looking for that audience, what are the challenges if you are looking to acquire market, competition, those complex parts, and also how you have grown from on social media doing research to your own app, how you're solving for the technical part, why there is Android app is still, going to come soon. You want it, but yeah, those are the challenges that you have mentioned and will be solving for. So it has been a great conversation, and I'm really excited and happy. You have been with CleverTap for quite some time, and we are happy to have you. This is a game of engagement. This is a game of retention. So happy to have FluentJoy, and happy to work with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.